The Philippines is a tropical paradise, turquoise waters, warm-hearted people, and a culture unlike any other. But for many foreigners who move here or visit long-term, the experience isn't always smooth sailing. Before we dive into today's video, I want to make one thing absolutely clear. This video is not to bash the Philippines, discourage tourism, or disrespect Filipino culture. Quite the opposite. I love this country. Many foreigners do, but love also means honesty. If you're thinking of moving here, visiting long-term, or even retiring, knowing the good, the bad, and the sometimes frustrating parts can help you adjust and appreciate it more. So in this video, we're going to unpack the real complaints foreigners have while living in the Philippines. And some of it might surprise you. Let's get into it. The foreigner price, taxis and tricycles. Let's start with one of the most common complaints among foreigners, being overcharged for taxis and tricycles. Unfortunately, it's almost a rite of passage. If you're fresh off the plane and grab a taxi from the airport, you might assume you're getting a fair metered fare. But many drivers will say, "Yes, sir, metered," and then suddenly the meter disappears mid-trip. My real-life experience. Fresh off the plane at Manila's NAIA airport, we asked a driver if it was a metered taxi. He said yes. But once we were in the car, there was no meter. Suddenly, he said it would cost us 5,000 pesos. We asked him to turn around. He hesitated, then offered a discount, 2,500 pesos. It was our first lesson in negotiating. We're being scammed. It's not just taxis, tricycles can be worse. In one province, I was quoted 500 pesos for a short ride until I sent a local relative to get another tricycle, and the fare has only cost me 150 pesos. However, Palawan is an exception. Tricycles there follow a fare system. No haggling, no tourist tax. Just straight pricing, whether you're a local or foreigner. Tip: always ask if it's metered and confirm the meter is running. If it's not, walk away or use Grab, Philippines version of Uber. The market price mystery. Buying fresh vegetables or fish. If you walk into a public market without price tags and you're clearly not Filipino, expect a price hike. Scenario: you ask how much for bananas, and the vendor looks you up and down before saying 100 pesos, when the guy before you paid 60. Vendors sometimes size up your wallet instead of giving standard prices. It's not always malicious, just opportunistic. They think foreigners won't haggle or know the market rate. Tip: only buy from stalls with visible price displays and always ask for a receipt if you suspect overpricing. The infamous PM Senpa. If you've tried buying anything through Facebook Marketplace or online groups in the Philippines, you know this pain. You see a listing, house, land, motorbike, but barely any details. So you comment, "How much pa?" and the seller replies, "PM Senpa." Why not just post the price and details publicly? This practice frustrates buyers. Some believe it's a sales tactic to filter who's really interested. Others say it's to manipulate pricing per customer. Either way, it adds friction and wastes time. Tip: ask sellers to post full details publicly. If they won't, move on. It's not worth chasing ghosts. Be direct, ask again, and say, "Can you share full details here?" Or message in advance, "Interested, please include full price and terms up front." Where's the tissue? Filipino fast food joints and local eateries often serve food without napkins or tissue, or with a single tiny square folded 4 times. Imagine eating sisig or lechon with greasy hands and having just one flimsy napkin. And in most homes and public restrooms, there's no toilet paper. Instead, you'll find a tabo, a plastic dipper, and bucket. It's hygienic when used properly, but unfamiliar and uncomfortable for many Westerners. Tip: always carry tissue packs or wet wipes when going out. They'll save you from awkward, messy situations. Noise, karaoke, roosters, and dogs. The Philippines is a vibrant country, and that includes sound. Lots of it. You might be woken by a neighbor's rooster at 4 a.m., followed by barking dogs, construction hammering, and karaoke at full volume by nightfall. And you heard your neighbors talking, laughing, and shouting loud. It's a daily concert of rural life, and if you're used to peace and quiet, it can be overwhelming. Especially on weekends when birthdays and fiestas turn into 12-hour sing-alongs. Tip: consider moving to a more upscale subdivision or gated community where noise rules are enforced. Noise-canceling headphones and earplugs will be your best friends. Pedestrian problems and reckless driving. If you're expecting orderly traffic or pedestrian-first behavior, think again. Drivers rarely stop at pedestrian crossings. Tricycles cut across lanes unpredictably, and buses sometimes race each other to pick up passengers. Honking is constant. Lane markings are more like suggestions. And in rural towns, people walk along highways or park vehicles right in the side of the road on a narrow road that cause even more traffic. Tip: always look both ways. Twice. And if you're driving, go slow. Accidents are unfortunately common. Out of order ATMs and begging kids. You'll often see an ATM sign lit up until you reach it and it says out of order. It's worse on weekends or in smaller towns where only one machine serves the area. Add to that, the moment you exit the ATM, kids might follow you asking for money. Some are genuinely homeless. Others may be part of begging rings. It can tug at your heart, but it's not always safe to hand out cash. Tip: have emergency pesos in cash at all times and use ATMs inside malls or banks. Politely say sorry or no to kids if you're not comfortable giving. Filipino time: nothing starts on time. Filipinos are famously relaxed with time, a trait known as Filipino time. A meeting at 2 p.m. Expect it to start at 2:45 or 3:15 if there's traffic. It's part cultural, part logistical. Traffic, weather, and transportation delays are common excuses. But to foreigners used to punctuality, it can be frustrating. Tip: always confirm appointments twice. If time is crucial, like airport transfers or official business, plan with a buffer. Rental deposits. Oh, where did my money go? Let's talk about rental deposits. In many Western countries, rental deposits are held in trust, legally, and there's a process to dispute any unfair deductions. But in the Philippines, it's a very different story. Imagine this. You rent a condo in Cebu or Makati. You pay 2 months deposit and 1 month advance. Let's say you stay for a year, never miss a payment. You even repaint the walls. But when you move out, your landlord ghosts you. No refund. No explanación. Just silence. Or worse, they tell you they use the deposit for repairs, like repainting, cleaning, or lost income, while the unit is vacant. Why this happens? Lack of tenant protections. The rental laws are vague, especially for private contracts. No formal lease agreements. Many landlords operate casually, without notarized contracts. Cash economy. Landlords often spend the deposit money immediately and don't keep it in reserve. Foreigner tax mindset. Some landlords feel justified keeping deposits from foreigners, assuming they won't fight back. Tips to protect yourself. Always ask for a formal, notarized lease agreement. Insist on including terms for deposit return and exit inspections. Take photos/videos of the property before and after occupancy. Do a written move-out checklist with the landlord before you hand over the keys. Use a real estate agent for long-term leases. They act as a mediator and add accountability. Avoid paying everything in cash. Bank transfers create a traceable record. The sad truth: many foreigners never see their deposit again. So treat your deposit as money you might not get back. If you're not okay with that risk, negotiate for a lower deposit or look for properties managed by reputable companies. Lending money. Now let's talk about the second big trap: lending money to local friends, neighbors, or even in-laws. At first, you're the generous foreigner, the one who has more. But over time, you realize getting repaid can be emotionally exhausting or impossible. Real-life scenario. A foreigner retires in a province. His Filipino wife's cousin needs help with tuition. Worse, when he follows up, he's seen as greedy or stingy for asking about money. Why this happens? Social obligation culture. Helping family is a norm in Filipino society. Once you help once, you're expected to help again. Foreigners are seen as rich. Whether you're on a budget or not, most locals assume you can afford it. Saving face. It's shameful for borrowers to admit they can't repay, so they avoid you instead. Debt isn't always formalized. There's no interest, no contract, just debt of gratitude that's never cashed in. Better approach: don't lend, just give what you can afford to lose. Here's the reality. If you lend money in the Philippines, expect to never get it back. So instead, if you genuinely want to help, treat it as a gift. Give what you can afford to lose, and make it clear it's a one-time thing. The waiting game. long queues everywhere. If you've ever tried renewing a driver's license, applying for a visa extension, or getting a document notarized in the Philippines, you know one thing is true. Everything takes time. A lot of time. First things first, queues are part of life here. Whether you're renewing your visa, paying bills, getting a police clearance, or just trying to submit a form, expect to wait. Real-life examples. Bureau of Immigration, BI visa extensions can take hours. You wait to submit, then wait again for payment, then again to collect your documents. LTO, Land Transportation Office, renewing a license? Set aside half a day. NBI clearance. Online appointment? Great. Still need to queue. Some people even camp outside early morning to be first in line. Why it's slow? Manual processes. Paper-based systems. Understaffed offices. Lack of appointment enforcement, even with online systems. First come, first serve mentality, even when you've booked a time slot. Tip: arrive early, as in before they open. Bring snacks, water, a power bank, and a lot of patience. Repetitive paperwork, the never-ending cycle. In most developed countries, once you submit your ID or paperwork online, that's it. In the Philippines, it's not that simple. You often need to submit multiple photocopies of the same document, hand carry your paperwork from one window to another in the same office, fill out the same forms every time you visit. While there's been progress with online applications like NBI, SSS, and even passport appointments, the follow-through is still manual. Many online applications still require physical appearance. You need to print confirmations. They won't accept screenshots. Payment gateways are limited or unreliable. Still need to queue even with appointments. You might think, I did everything online. Now I just need to pick up my document. Nope. Get in line like everyone else. So there you have it, the honest, sometimes funny, sometimes frustrating realities of living in the Philippines as a foreigner. Again, this video isn't about bashing the country. It's about being prepared, knowing what to expect, and adjusting your expectations so that you can actually enjoy this beautiful, vibrant, and incredibly warm culture. Every country has its quirks, and the Philippines is no exception. But for those who understand the rhythm, adapt with an open mind, and embrace the culture, life here can be absolutely incredible. If you've experienced any of these, or if you have your own story to share, drop it in the comments. We read every one. Like this video if you found it helpful, and hit that subscribe button for more real talk about life abroad, travel, and retirement living. Don't forget to check the description for resources, tips, and links to other useful expat videos. See you in the next one.